The other thing is this right here is that if you call the places and they won't baptize you, don't worry. You can always go to baptize.org, just like AR put. Whether you're in the UK or you're in the US, for the UK, you go to hillsong.com, and in the US, you go to baptize.org. The reason being is because with baptize.org, they're an organization that they go state to state within the US and they set up baptism events to do open baptisms. An open baptism is not baptizing you into a church or into a denomination, but is baptizing you to Christ. That's what you want. If you look at the schedule and you realize, man, they're not going to be in my state for another 2 years, or when they come to my state, they're going to be in the northern part of the state and I'm in the southern part of the state and I can't make it there. We understand that. You can just start getting on social media and looking for any type of worship nights, where they do worship concerts, praise nights, anything like that. Different church events where churches will have, and you go there, talk to the people, and explain to them, look, I've received Christ, and I'm looking for a place to get baptized. Will you follow and allow me to come in and get baptized? Will you do that? Right? The other thing is that when you begin to seek, you will find. You can look at fairs, festivals, different events within the community, neighboring communities. You might have to take a bus to get to a baptism. You might have to hop on the road. You might have to do all these different things. But whatever you got to do, you go and you get it done because it's just part of the process. All right? The other thing is that the moment that you call out to Christ, understanding that you die with him and rise with him again, you got to understand that a switch happens. What we mean is your time of being remade begins, because the Father's going to put his hands on you and begin to remold you, remake you, and develop you into who he had always made for you to be. And the simple understanding is from the day that you were born until the day that you called on Christ, you were living one type of life. That was life A. Life A, you made the choices. You could be whatever you wanted to be. You treated yourself like your own God. You was on your road to hell. God had mercy on you, woke you up. You called out to him and asked him to save you, and he did. And at that time, you got crucified with him. You died on the cross with him. That old life is dead. You took it off. Well, now that you've been reborn into a life that's been paid for. How was it paid for? With the blood of Christ. He bought you. Who did he buy you from? Hell. Hell had a receipt for you. See, when a soul sins, when a person sins, hell gets ownership. Immediately. Christ came to redeem you, to make the payment that you owed to hell, and to take your soul from hell and take it to him into his kingdom, all because you asked. Isn't God good? This also means there's an expectation that, well, since we've been redeemed by him, he's purchased us with a price, we belong to him now. And since we belong to him, when he said, I have plans for you. I've known you since before you was in your womb. I have plans for you. And in my plans are to prosper you, to do good to you, and not to do harm to you, and to bring you to an expected end. Meaning that if you listen to me now, you're going to go exactly where I said you're going to go. You're going to be blessed exactly the way I said you're going to be blessed. You're going to be who I made you to be. You were trying to turn yourself into a artist. You wanted to paint pictures. But I made you to be a caretaker. You're going to be around those that's on their way to come to me. And you're going to bless them and take care of them and bless their family and bring peace into the hearts of those during the times of grievance and grieving. This is what I made you to be. Which means that if you've learned how to paint and do all the different types of pastel colors and all of this from your old training, well, you have to be newly trained to be what God has for you to be. And this is the process that every single one of us start after we receive Christ. But because it's not us changing, It's not us making these choices to be this. It's not us leading. You get to watch as he works on your life. And the easy way to understand this is your whole life you've been walking this way. You've been walking this way. You made friends, memories. You got some family members. You even got some enemies. Huh? All on this road that you was walking through life. As you were walking down that road, even though you don't know it, you was walking down the road full of wickedness, into darkness, headed to hell. And while you were on that road, the wide road, Christ came and was like, hey, you need me. And you was like, save me. And he was like, I got you. Which means he took you out of darkness. He took you off of that road and put you into his marvelous light, going down a whole different road. You was on the wide road, and now you're going on the narrow road. And because you started off this way, and you know a whole bunch of people and made relationships with a whole bunch of people going this way, but now you're going this way. Well, everybody didn't come with you. You the one that opened your mouth. Which means there has to be separation because you guys are going two different directions now. It's just that you are not making the choice to separate from them. That's just what your situation is. And the reason that we're sharing this with you so it's not such a huge shock to the system when the next months and years produce the removal of certain individuals from your life. People that you really don't have a problem hanging out with. People that you are going to miss seeing. People that you still love and wouldn't mind being around. But because it's not you removing them from you, it's you going down a whole different path that God is leading you down, he's removing them. And oftentimes when this happens and people begin to see people trail off from them or slide off from them, they'll turn around, grab the person and try to bring them back into their life because they don't want to let them go. And if you do that, it's going to be like grabbing a porcupine. Not only is it going to hurt you right now, but it's going to hurt you in the long run. And the reason being, you don't see from the vision or the level that the Most High sees. When he looks down and sees, he's sitting there and he's looking and he's like, I'm not going to let them do you like that. You looking at him like, well, that's my favorite cousin. That's my best friend. And he's looking at him like, no, it's not. That's the one with a hook in your back trying to drag you to hell. I'm not going to let them do that to you, so I'm going to separate you from them. We call it a blessing in disguise. And what that means is, as it's happening, it don't feel like no blessing. As it's happening, it doesn't look like a blessing. But truthfully, in 2 or 3 years from now, when you look back at your life and you see from where he took you from to where he has you at right now, you'll realize just how much of a blessing it has been. You'll realize it's his wisdom and his love. Do you understand?